Hey, jerkies.
Hey, jerkies.
Another week with Jerking Around. This week,
yeah.
what did we talk about?
Cell phones and kids.
Cell phones and kids. We had a listener question. We love them. Keep them coming. Teisha started her OnlyFans.
No. Doing the deed with your husband. How important it is.
Yeah.
And don't forget the campaign.
Yeah, campaign love people in spite of themselves. And it's not about you.
Yeah.
People's choices and behaviors aren't about you. Love them anyways. Mm-hmm. Like the Love Dare. That movie. We should all watch it.
Oh, it's so good.
I know. I need to rewatch it.
All right. Enjoy. Should we say it at the same time?
Yeah. One, two, three. Jerking Around. A podcast with Teisha and Crystal.
Oh,
Kyle was just listening today. He loves it. It puts him in a good mood.
He's such a jerky.
He is. He was like, you guys, thanks for sticking up for me with the pool.
Oh,
you know,
he's cute.
But I have to tell this story about the pool. I have 3 things I want to talk about. I meant to text you guys, but I thought Teisha would make fun of me. So, did I tell you this story?
I don't know, but I'm going to yell at you like I got yelled at for the retail.
At least she didn't shut down.
Yeah.
I can't talk anymore. Like I do.
No, it's fine. What's this?
So, before we went on the cruise and everything, Kyle and I decided that we're going to let go of the pool.
No, you didn't tell me the story.
I know. This is a crazy story.
Yeah.
This is a crazy story. So Kyle and I decided to let go of the pool. We're going to go on the cruise and we're going to enjoy. You know how, like, I've talked about it way less, right?
Yeah.
And so Kyle and I decided, let's just pray about it. And I said, let's just pray that, like, God brings someone into our lives that's meant to fix the pool.
Yeah.
I think you and I have talked about that too.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like someone's, like, going to just show up. Because we tried to meet with one guy and Kyle didn't trust him at all.
Yeah.
Everybody said he was shady. And Kyle was like dead set. I'm like, hire him. Like, I don't care. Let's just get it done. So anyways, I'm like, let's just pray on it. So like before we left for the trip, like maybe we'll run into someone on the plane, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
and you haven't talked about it.
I haven't talked about it. So literally last week, I think Thursday or Friday, we haven't talked about it. We got home. Kyle didn't want to come home because of the pool.
Yeah.
And we got home and it hasn't been as gloomy. Like at first it was like gloomy. Now we're like, whatever.
Yeah.
And so,
I do feel it's less gloom.
It is. Mm-hmm. It's like Harvey on this episode. So good. Oh my gosh, but it's so sad what's happening right now. So anyways, but Harvey learns to like change his attitude and like changes everything. But so Kyle gets a call from the guy. This is so crazy. That was repairing our pool. He's been the best guy yet. He's Mormon. And he said, hey Kyle, hate to bother you. I had some paperwork on my desk from you and I can't stop thinking about you guys. And he's like, I'm just a person, like I think he mentioned something, I'm a person of faith. And for some reason you guys are on my mind nonstop. And he said, I want to help you with this pool. Out of nowhere.
That's crazy.
He goes, I'm going to help you. And like, you name it, we'll figure out the price. I'm not worried about getting paid. He said, you pay me whatever you feel like is right. But I'm going to help you guys with this pool. I really feel like I'm supposed to help you.
That's crazy.
Isn't that? And he's a person of faith, right? And he's like the best guy with the best family. And they're like $1,500 a day.
Yeah.
Those people.
I remember the people.
So they were the ones fixing the hot tub cracks. When I think they saw Kyle, when the guy told Kyle there's cracks everywhere, he was there. And Kyle's just like, stop fixing it. And he did a great job, but just for those repairs.
Yeah.
So the idea of the crack guy, that would have been an option. But for the crack guy to fix the pool at how much it almost cost us for those cracks was like, there's no way.
For him to resurface the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Or just he does this thing where he sprays this stuff under the pool. It's like this whole 5-step thing. But for how many cracks there was, it would have been crazy. I mean, it's still going to be crazy.
Right.
But he's like, listen, I know I have a geotech guy we need to hire. He's like guiding us.
Yes.
Through it. He's like, we need to find the source. If we don't find the source, we can't fix anything.
Right.
He's not connected with all those guys that repaired it like everybody else was. And like he called Kyle out of nowhere.
That's crazy.
Is that the craziest thing?
It's because you were praying about it.
Yes. And it was like,
What's his name?
I don't know. I'll get it.
Yeah.
So he's gonna help us. So we're gonna have another plumber come out and do like, I guess our plumber did a 4-hour test. He said it should have been a day and a half to check the plumbing correctly.
Oh.
He goes, and the geotechnic is $6,000 just for that test.
But hey, if we're gonna get
I said we gotta know, because if the soil is bad, we can't spend any more money on the pool.
Right.
If it is the soil, we just can't have a pool.
I just don't think it's the soil.
We don't either, and some people don't. But isn't that so cool how God works? Like, it's crazy. And then when Kyle was telling me this story, I was like kind of busy, and I like didn't really internalize it. It was like, remember at Coach when you were gonna, Teisha called me once when we were young. You were looking for something to do with your life. She had gone to like 3 years of college and was in between. Remember?
I went to school and then I dropped out and I moved to LA and then I moved back because I didn't want to do that anymore. And I was like, what do I do? Do I go back to school? Do I work? I didn't know what I wanted to do.
So we were praying about it. It was during, I have so much to say about loving people too. I've been telling Teisha. So it was during the love everyone time period. We were loving everyone, trusting God, still drinking a little bit, but trusting God, and so she's like, I just keep praying about it. And so we're talking. She's like, yeah, my dad said that one of his good friends, this is her on the phone, one of his good friends works at Coach, and she said she'd hire me, but it's kind of
She was
annoying.
opening a store and looking for...
At Arrowhead, right here.
Yeah.
No, it was the one in Scottsdale.
Oh, yeah, you're
Pureland. And I was all, I'm not going to work at a retail store.
Yeah. So she's on the phone. She goes, I just feel like I keep praying about it, and God's not showing me anything. And I just don't know what to do with myself. I go, whoa. Just back up. Listen to what you said. Your dad got you this interview out of nowhere, and then you're saying God's not answering prayer, but he is. You're missing it.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about it. She ended up
I ended up working there, and then I ended up getting promoted to manager. It was like a whole thing. I worked there for like 5 years.
She was like making really good money. That's when you got me the Maui trip for Christmas one year.
I did make good money for back then.
It was like we were Colin
because I was like single.
She got us all these big Christmas gifts. She bought a new car. Like, she totally found herself at Coach.
Yeah.
And then she went back to school. But it was like sometimes we were asking for God to help us, and he's trying, and we're missing it. Have you heard that boat thing?
Because I was thinking it was going to be like this, like this like big grim, here's your life plan, not like a stepping stone.
Yeah.
I was looking for like life, like this is the plan for your life. And it wasn't that. And so I was like, that's not it.
Yeah.
And then, but it was such a stepping stone that totally got me.
And we
So
miss
it's
them sometimes
crazy,
because it's not what we want. Like, I didn't come home from the cruise and the pool was fixed.
Right.
But here it is. God's bringing someone to us, and we're so busy being frustrated that we could have missed it. And then later when I had time, I went, oh my gosh, we were praying for someone to come out of and like guide us. We don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And he knows pools. Mm-hmm. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
And you heard the boat. I think we told the boat story. Did we tell the boat?
Yeah. We talked about
gambling. Mm-hmm. Anyways, so that was the boat story. So loving people. So I tried loving people this week. I think I tried. I don't think
she
you should try.
listened to the podcast.
I listened? No. It was just after the podcast.
It was after we talked. Something happened. Remember you said, I'm going to do that.
We were recording.
Oh.
Yeah, we were recording the podcast, and we said we're going to do it for our thing we're working on. One worked on it, one didn't. But you don't realize how many times you're kind of annoyed at people. Like there's some things that happened recently, and I was like, that's dumb. And then I was like, wait a minute. We don't know why they did this. We don't know what's going on in their life. It's really not about me or anyone involved in my family. It's probably about them, and I just need to love them.
Yeah.
And it's weird how you take away the power of what you're aggravated by. It's just like the best way to live. Mm-hmm. I really recommend it for you.
Yeah.
You want to start?
No, I am going to start. I don't feel like I'm that. I feel like there's a few. I don't feel like.
No, you're pretty like that in life.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm not like. I'm all, that's dumb, but then I move on. I'm not usually like offended by a lot of things.
But the real next step, I think, to loving people is like that reach out when you don't want it.
I don't do that.
And being like, hey, I just want you to know I'm here. Because that's like stage 2.
Yeah, like if someone's annoying me, I'm not annoyed. I'm just like, oh, I don't want.
You ignore them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like,
but instead, like maybe they have something going on, and maybe I should just say, hey, let them know. So there's someone that's on my mind right now that is a leader, and he ran into a friend of mine, and he was saying how drowning he is. And I've been a little annoyed because sometimes when I help someone, I go all in, and then I have 10 people I'm helping with 10 different things, and they all want too much for me. So lately I've been like way more recluse, which is opposite in life. I never pay attention to the people closest to me. I always pay attention to everybody else. I feel like lately I've actually been doing better. Like I'm paying attention to the people closest to me, and I'm not worrying about everybody else. And so this happened, and normally I would reach out, and then I'm like, I don't want to reach out. But then I was like, we're loving people. And he was talking about as a leader how drained he is, how a lot of things are on his plate.
Okay. And I like him.
Yeah. And I just thought to myself this morning, you know what? He might need someone to just tell him, hey, you're doing a good job. Like it goes so far. And sometimes
when you're a leader, it is draining.
It is.
And they sometimes are so busy pouring into others, they don't get people pouring in. I can help.
Yeah, why don't you show up there? No, I'm gonna reach out. But sometimes we're just so busy we miss those moments.
Yeah.
Like we ran into Andrea yesterday, a friend of ours who's doing a video for one of our listings, and she like texted me the nicest thing after I ran into her, and it like made my whole day. And you don't realize how much those little things go a long way.
Oh shoot, Ben called me and FaceTime me. Should I answer it?
Yeah, we better figure out the fireplace. The jerkies understand.
Ben's scared of getting in trouble. He's been tasked with a big job today, and he's... Hi, sorry.
What time are you going to be home?
We're recording right now, so
20
the
minutes.
sooner I get off, then the sooner I can be home. 20 minutes? We'll be done.
Wait, I thought you were staging.
We were, and then we came right straight here.
All right, well, why don't you add it to the things to talk about on your podcast today, how your husband's annoyed that he thought you were just staging. Now he probably out and doing the podcast, and he wants to go to his office.
Honey, you're live on the air, so they're hearing how annoyed you are.
Great, I really hope.
I'm
No,
sure other
honey, I
husbands-
was staging until 1 o'clock, and then I record from 1 to 2. I told you 2 the whole time.
I know, but whatever. I just was finding out if you're going to be home sometime soon so I can get in and talk to.
Yeah, I'll be home in 30 minutes.
All right, sounds good.
Love you. You're a great husband, honey. Well, I think he's feeling a little neglected because of the kidney stone. Things have been kind of...
Oh, down below.
Yeah. It's
It makes a difference.
It makes such a difference. So he's all... Yeah, and so, Sarah was in the car when Miss Tracy called, and so I had to call and tell him, hey, Miss Tracy called, and Fox is showing his privates, and he goes, yeah, I haven't seen yours in 10 days.
You knew the days? The days?
I've started to change.
Is he counting it? I know.
He's all,
Scratching.
yeah, no.
On the speaker, though, with Sarah?
Oh, we were dying. It was so funny.
I know, you better do something.
I know. He was gone. I was not in a good place.
No, you couldn't have done it.
Now I'm feeling fine.
You're just going to have to do something quick.
Yeah, it's fine. Well,
Like
it'll
today.
be real quick because it's been a few days. Yeah, it's been a week. Saturday was a week. Saturday,
10
Sunday,
days.
Monday, Tuesday. Okay, it's been
It's 10 days,
7,
like he
8,
really
9,
was
10.
counting?
It's really been 10.
Does he mark it off in his phone?
So weird. Like what
Okay.
a creeper. You know?
No, that matters to him so much.
I know, and I don't think we've ever gotten that long. Besides, like having kids, you know.
Yeah, it makes such a big difference. I was watching, Housewives. So Erin did this talk at Shine last week about what we put into our bodies. So I'm trying, in my 50 things I'm trying to do, one of the things is I'm trying not to
Watch crap.
watch crap. I watch a lot of crappy TV. So I'm trying to watch less. Suits I don't think is crappy. It makes me want to be better. Teisha called me in the most Suits and I was all, Harvey would never put up with this yesterday because it worked.
It's so good.
But in one of the Housewives, the husband and wife are both working. You know, when you see it, I was so creeped out. I was like, is that how we are? Like, he's going back to work. He lost his job. She started a business. He's going back to work. And then she's mad because she's like, so I guess I'm just taking the kids to school and I guess I'm just picking them up, which I get it.
Yeah.
But like,
I'm all like the call Ben and I just had. No.
no, I do, but I think it is just assumed for the women to do it. But is that wrong? Because I kind of don't think it is. But then is that wrong that I don't think it is? But then is it? Why, like, I think these roles are just so confused because I do think the nature of it is for the man to hunt and the woman to take care of the home. But it doesn't work like that so easily when all the jobs are confused. Like the natural fall isn't the same when you're both working. It's very hard. So she was like really bitter, like, wait, so you're going back to work, so I'm just back on and I'm already drowning with him home. So they both go back to work and then they go to dinner and they haven't been on a date in forever. And I like can see their marriage falling apart. I'm like, next season, they'll be divorced.
Who is this?
Oh, it's Salt Lake.
No, I don't watch.
Salt
I don't
Lake's
watch any Housewives.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But
Which couple is it?
it's what's her name? The crazy one with the mud, the blonde. What's his name? What is her name? The wild one. They were like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't think.
Me either. And
What's the best Housewives?
They're all different. Salt Lake is pretty.
I like Salt Lake.
Me too. It's one of my favorites. There's a lot to it. But there's a lot this season. I just got caught up. But anyways, so he's like, well, you know, we haven't had Nookie in a long time. And she's like, well, I don't feel loved and appreciated. It's very hard for me to do that. And he's like, but that's everything for me. And he like said it so vulnerably. He's like, that's everything for how I know like I'm loved. And she's like, well, if you're not doing your part, you're not getting it. And I understand where she's coming from. But I think for us, we want to have everything perfect before we give that. But like, again, I think that's from our past partners that have abused us or have like I don't have any past partners, but if I did, I might have some sexual baggage. And sexual baggage, you like portray that in your marriage, you know? Is that funny, Tish?
A different kind of curtain.
Yeah,
Funny. That was
But
so
you
funny.
know, and so Kyle's it. And so, but like when we dated a guy that maybe he didn't treat you with love and respect, and you did do those things, and then he didn't show up, I think we bring that into our marriage. Whereas like we're his, not property, but the only person in the world that can take care of your husband in that way is you.
Right.
So open him up, ladies.
Well,
You know?
I think even if you don't have the sexual baggage, I still think like when you're drained and not feeling like, guys don't understand like doing things to help, how like when Ben helps me with something, I'm like so attracted
turned
to
on.
him.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
agree.
oh, it's so attractive that he's helping me. And like
But
it makes
he'll
you
start
wanna,
helping you if you
Right.
are like sweet to them. Like Kyle and I, since the cruise, it's
you
like
can't wait for it. You've got to,
Yeah.
But it's hard because I understand not wanting to. It's like that's the last thing you want to do.
So embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. So Kyle calls me listening to the podcast. I'm getting all caught up. He acts like it's an assignment. He's catching up. You know,
so
he's getting his work
funny,
done. Because he likes to get things done. I'm almost caught up. I'm like, no one knows if you're caught up.
Yeah.
He goes, Crystal, I'm listening to episode 27. I'm like, I have no idea what that means. Well, what's hard is I don't remember what we talk about. And sometimes someone will bring up something to me and I feel like naked. I'm like, you heard that?
Oh, yeah.
Because I just think I'm talking with you guys. I forget everyone's listening.
Well, I'm fine with it here, and then like later, I'm all, we can't say that. Oh my god, like
she's
you
totally
know?
gonna text us. Don't put Ben on. He was like, since the cruise, we're like new. We're a new couple. We're like really
you're doing it a lot.
Well, not just that. We're just very like my tone, his.
You're
tone.
like connected.
Yeah, like
yeah.
I miss him. Like normally we're so independent that I don't even. I'm like, oh, you're home. Who are you? Like it messes my flow up a little. This now I'm like, you know, into him. So we're real like, and everything. And so he called me on episode 27. You talk about your hysterectomy. Have you been taking your hormones? So he thinks I'm taking my hormones, and that's why I'm acting so nice.
Oh.
You know, because it's been like consistently.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and I go, Kyle, I'm taking my hormones the same as I always. I take them every couple days. I'm not doing great.
so
I'm not doing
funny.
awful. He goes, and why you been so nice lately? I'm like, because like we are like pouring into our relationship more, which then the nookie, what should we call sex? I feel like sex is so like making love is a little too much for me.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't know. The deed, that I feel good about the deed.
the deed.
The deed is easier when you're feeling connected for women.
Yes.
Like when he's bugging me, I do feel a little like taken advantage of. It's
Yeah.
weird. Like, here you go, just take another thing from me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I'm like, that's when, you know, you're throwing out your secret terms to make it all
Go faster.
Yeah. But like the other day, it was nothing like that. It was like
You were into it.
the best thing ever, you know? And then I think after a good connection
Deed.
like that, a good deed, you're like all giggly with each other.
Yeah.
And even like watching a show and laying
Yeah.
together, like touching, like bodies.
Yeah, we do the show every night. It's very.
And do you like lay on him?
Well, my leg. The leg every time he rubs my knee. Yeah, he knows like this. Sometimes he's
Are you
getting
wearing
it.
underwear when you do the leg?
Yes. Sometimes
Is this like the masseuse with the leg? When you're like,
And he's
they're all
all,
different?
"Oh."
He was looking. You keep saying he was looking. What was he looking at?
No, he looks at the old ladies, he told me.
Yeah.
He says he sees. No, but sometimes Ben's getting in bed and my leg's coming over and he's like, I'm not even in bed yet. Like, he gets so mad. Or he's like, I'm hot. And my leg's flopped over. Because he rubs my knee and it feels so good.
For the whole show?
Like 2 shows sometimes.
Oh my gosh, he's rubbing the whole
The
time.
whole time.
But that's very smart for Ben because then you feel loved and adored, and
Yeah.
then the leg stays open. He just has to ease his way
Yeah,
in.
like that's his plan. Like, bring your leg over here. No.
He's already halfway
No,
there.
but we've been doing, we've been going to CJ's football games, just him and I, and we leave the other kids at home, and it's so amazing.
Yeah, you get
It's
time
like a
to
date,
get in the car.
and it's actually like so relaxing, and the weather's nice now.
Yeah.
And we like sit out, and yeah, like last week we had to drive out to Corona del Sol, which was an hour, so we had an hour drive, 2-hour football game, and an hour drive back, and it was just us, and it was like, and then like we were walking, trying to get my kidney soda pass during halftime, we're walking the loop. I'm like,
yeah, like he was your buddy.
yeah, he was totally, we were just like, you know, and tonight, he's like, oh, we got our date tonight, you know, it's
Oh,
fun.
you have a game tonight and the appointment.
Yeah,
You have a busy day.
yeah.
And you thought you were going to go to Target.
Yeah, I'm going.
Oh, you still are going.
I'll go. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll figure
geez.
it out.
Oh, hey, Kyle.
I was gonna go outside and like look in like in the radio station.
We were just talking about
Oh
you.
yeah, like remember
That's
on
always jerky.
EVB? Remember EVB on
Total Event Live?
No, but not like that. But no, remember when they made the morning show like East Van Buren? Remember when they opened it and they made people outside? Tram Mai?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Andrea had that.
Yeah, she did.
Honey, we were just talking about you and how the D's been better.
What a
lately.
great jerky you are.
No, like if I was outside, like
That would have been.
Yeah.
No, but did you hear me? We were just talking about you and how we're getting along so good since the cruise.
Lots of.
And you asked me if it was my hormones.
Yeah, I called her today because I listened to episode 26.
I just said that.
Yeah. All
I
right.
know. Aren't we getting along so good though?
Why are you doing the wink?
I don't know. I winked at the pizza.
Did
Oh,
you,
this
yeah,
sounds
you're
deep.
winking still? How the what?
This sounds past.
No, I don't think it passed, but it's not hurting as bad at all.
She goes to the urologist
Well,
today.
That's what mine did, and then it went away, and then I forgot about it, and then I had to get them lasered out.
Oh.
And I was in the stirrups.
So wait, do you think it's just in there chilling then?
You got to tell the stirrups story on the podcast.
I gotta be drinking it.
He told me the other day,
It wasn't
and I
as
was
near
all.
as good. I told you, but it's
It's
better.
like normally I'm crying because
Funny,
he
yeah.
tells
he goes,
it,
it was
and
this
he had to
big.
bring the towel.
And he said he was dirty from work.
Yeah, and he had to bring the towel, and they're probably like, oh.
Yeah, I was tying it in the stirrups, dirty.
I don't wanna be in
Probably
the
shit in my
stirrups.
butt.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Shit up my butt. Is that what
Is
he
that what
said?
we're recording?
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Him and Isla coming in.
Oh, it's so funny.
Just their little buddies.
Yeah. Well, he's used to like Fox.
Oh,
Okay.
should we? Didn't you have someone message you?
Yes, I was still telling my story.
Oh, I thought we were done.
No, I was done. I just wanted to say, oh yeah, yeah. We had a question, Dana. We had a jerky
From a
question.
jerky.
Why wasn't it going through to jerking around though? I wonder.
I don't know.
But it's a valid question. And did you see my response? I think you and I have similar but different
didn't.
views on the cell phone.
Oh yeah.
So the question was, not that we know anything whatsoever. We're all battling this teenager thing.
Yes.
But what's our opinion on cell phones? I think she means as far as age, what's
Yes.
allowed. I think we are similar on those things.
Do you want me to read it or you?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's read the question, Dana.
Great idea, Dana.
So it just says, "Hi, Jerky here. Can you do a segment of kids and cell phones? Just wanted to know your opinion and advice since you both have a good range of kids. When does it become a necessity and how long did you hold out? I have a strong no cell phone policy, but am I hurting them more than protecting them? Love you guys."
I don't think you're hurting ever.
Well, no, I think it does get kind of weird though. We talked about this with the
Yeah.
girls. Like there was a group meet. Our girls were the only two without cell phones at cheer, both of them. And so sometimes like they were missing out on things. And I think Teisha's happened randomly because she went to the store at the wrong time and they offered her a deal. Because remember you were like, I feel like
Well, first I got my
caved.
kids Gav phones.
Yeah.
Which you did too.
Yeah.
We did the Gav phone
They didn't
first.
care about the Gav phone
When-
though. That's what's so funny.
Yeah, so they needed the phone for communication, but there was no
Internet.
and they could still text their friends. So that
Which
was
they didn't
nice.
do. They didn't do anything.
Yeah, CJ did.
'Cause he was
'cause
20.
older.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
so
20 when he got a phone.
finally he got an iPhone in Christmas his 8th grade year. And then Ken got an iPhone Christmas her 6th grade year because I went to the store to get his iPhone and the guy suckered me in. And I left with
she
two.
wasn't really ready to give Ken a
I
phone.
wasn't giving Ken.
Because I gave.
Well,
we
Ken
kind
had
of
her
are
Gap
the same.
phone. And because she needs it for cheer and she texts her friends and she calls on the phone in the morning, talk about their outfits. I'm fine with that. So I was just getting CJ the cell phone because last Christmas he had a Gab phone and he was trying to get into the Liberty game and he couldn't get in with GoFan because I couldn't send him the ticket. So Ben had
That's
to
where it
walk
does
up.
get like it's hurting you. It gets like awkward.
And it was stupid. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, and I still put all the restrictions on. So, you know.
Tell them what restrictions you have, because not everyone knows.
Well, we have the Bark app. And then obviously, so I can see everything. Like if there's an inappropriate picture, text message, anything, it flags it. Yes.
Yeah, I need
And
to
then
get
I
the
also
Bark app,
have
so.
all the iPhone restrictions in
Restrictions
there
with
as
the
well.
code.
As like you can't look.
But CJ's like freakishly smart.
Yes, so that was my worry with him is like I feel like he's so smart he could learn how to bypass all that, which Kennedy's not even trying to bypass anything and she wouldn't know how to do it if she wanted to.
Yeah.
So her, I almost didn't care. She's younger and I almost didn't care if she had it less because
But you were
hers-
like, you told me later, you're like, I felt like I kind of got.
I
Like you
did.
weren't. She wasn't ready.
No, I wasn't. But
But it happened.
Yeah, and it's fine. They are so mine are 6th and 8th and have it. Bear is 5th. He does not. Or they're 5th. Ken's 7th. 7th and 9th have it. 5th does not have it.
Yeah. And Ken got it
I
in
think
6th
it's
grade.
yes. I think it's when they go places. Like Ken has texted me before from a friend. She wanted to come home. I like them to have a communicate.
That's where I'm getting with Hudson.
Yeah.
Kyle and Aaron talks about it right now.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
That was
Maddie
Ken's
was
year,
7th
6th.
grade, and Maddie, the poor thing, when she was how young was
A flip
she?
phone.
No, the Instagram. She was young.
Probably 3 years ago, 4.
Maybe. It was right after my uncle passed. He's on 5. It was 4.5 years ago. So she's going to be 14. She was 9. She had an iPad or we gave them the iTouch.
She had an iTouch.
Without the internet. And her older friends, Kinsey and Casey, got Instagram. And Maddie wanted an Instagram. She asked Kyle and I, we said, no way. We're really still not into Instagram, but I, allow some other things that are kind of weird. But we said no. So we go to California with my aunt, and all of a sudden, and I swear God does this to protect us. I swear. I'm on Instagram, and all of a sudden it says, suggestion, Maddie Holtorf. And I'm like
Like suggesting my daughter, huh?
And then she's all,
That happened to our other friend too. Remember?
Yeah. And so I'm like, wait, what is this? So I called Kyle, and I was losing. Kyle was in Phoenix. Maddie probably doesn't appreciate this story being out here, but it's okay. We'll learn from it. So anyways, I went nuts. Kyle's like, you need to be calm. The phone is gone. I'm like, Dr. Laura is very big on when they break the rule, you got to go hard. Like, you got to go really hard or else they'll never believe you. So we took away I made her bring her phone in. I tried to see if she lied to me. She did lie to me. Then I made her put her phone, smash her phone, the iTouch. I made her put it underwater and hold it for 5 seconds. Very visual, like watching this thing go away. All the kids lost all electronics. We were homeless at the time. Again, we were building. It was before our last house. And we were living with people. So we took away, which was annoying.
No, it was before this house.
No, it was before that house.
That was like...
That's what I mean. She was young.
No.
I promise you it was. I know
you
it
haven't
was.
been going to Huntington that long. We've only
It
been
wasn't
going...
in Huntington. It was in California with my aunt. That was the other thing. That was when she mentioned something else.
Oh, I'm
You're
confusing
thinking of the wrong thing.
two.
No,
I
I
know
was
what
with
you're
my
talking
aunt.
about.
I was by myself with my aunt.
Yes, I remember that.
It was before we moved into the last house.
picturing
She
the
was
other one
young.
when you were trying to leave the vacation.
Picture this now. That is young. That's like 9 years old. That's so young.
Yeah.
So we were homeless, and when you're homeless, you give people the kids the iPads to shut them up because you're living with people. So we took away all electronics from all the kids. We moved into the house. We didn't give them electronics for like a year, like any iPad or anything. And Maddie was very late to get anything because of that choice, like 5 years. So she got it in 7th grade though, but she's earned it and everything. But once you go there, you can't go back. The thing I don't like about the phone that I wasn't ready for is in the car. Like, I'm very big, and you just talked about this too. I don't want them on the phone in the car. That's the only time I have to talk to them. And the zoning out drives me nuts. So that's like a big thing. We don't want them on the phone in the car. We say you can't be on the phone in the car. Anybody, iPads, anything. I don't like that. And that's something I wasn't ready for, is in between things when they didn't have internet on the iTouch. They had internet at all times, and I didn't realize what a change that was. I was like, what's the difference between the iTouch and the phone? And there was a big difference.
Yeah.
But I feel good about it.
Each kid is different too.
Mm-hmm. Like Hudson isn't older. She's in August for her. So her age and Maddie's age are actually similar, even though she's a year behind. Mm-hmm. But her team at Top Gun is all like 15, 16, 17. And so I'm worried about competitions and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want her to have internet, like a phone. Mm-hmm. And she's missing the group me stuff. Like, it's awkward between her and the other kids. So I'm like, Kyle, and then like now she's starting to go more, and I want her to have a phone.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. But there was like a movement years ago that was not till 8th. It was like a whole campaign.
Yeah.
Hold off till 8th, or it was like some thing of like telling parents, let's hold off till 8th grade to get them phones.
Yeah.
But I think it's literally about not just the phone or not just the iPad, but how much we allow them on it. Like, at home, luckily our kids aren't home that much.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of opportunity. And when they are home, I don't care if they watch even YouTube for an hour before bed, because they're not home that much. But in the summer, I get more annoyed about the electronics.
And I think when you make the decision to get the phone, at the beginning, have like rules.
Teisha charges in the living room. I think it's genius.
They charge in the kitchen, and
I don't do that
no
yet.
one brings their phone in the bedroom all night, because I don't want them sleeping next to their phone, checking it, waking up, checking it.
Yeah, and if there's drama, it will keep you up at night.
Yeah, so they just know they plug their phones in and then they go to bed. It's not even a thing, and it's always just been a thing. So it's not like a punishment. It's just like our rule.
Yeah.
So because it's a lot harder to give and take back
than it is.
And then it is to just have these boundaries in the beginning. Like, our boundary was no social media. If at some point you want to ask for social media, like, we're going to have a conversation, and and they just know we're not, Like CJ, the Saturn app,
What's that?
It's like at school, so it's like Liberty.
Oh.
And they like see your schedule. It's like a
Connect with other kids at Liberty.
Oh my gosh. It's
Yeah.
so hard to keep up on this.
yeah.
stuff.
And so he was like, "Oh yeah, there's this app." And so we were like, "Okay, let me look through it together." It's not as like
Forbidden.
It's not like Instagram. You don't post like pictures. You just have like friends where you could like see their schedule. But I guess like a creeper could pretend to go to Liberty. That's kind of the thing they talked
they're
about.
Concerned about verification.
Yes. But no, it's just a lot. I think hold off as far as you can, but obviously the maturity level and like how you think each kid will handle it different. Like they don't have to be the same age for every kid, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. And
It's hard.
And I don't love social media, so my rule right now is like, for us, until we see a
Same.
different reason, when you're paying for your own phone, you can do whatever you want.
I like
Totally.
that.
But
Yeah.
when we're paying for the phone, social media is off.
Same. And they already look at it. I'm like, and there's no social media. I'm like, oh my gosh, if there's social media, it's going to be like constant.
Well, and I feel like
'Cause I struggle with
that's
that.
an issue for us because it's like YouTube. Is it social media? It's video.
It's weird.
hate
Well, and then
YouTube.
it turned into YouTube Shorts, which is basically TikTok.
It's TikTok
Just
and
like it
Instagram
never
Reels.
ends.
It's the same.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's hard.
And then you're just getting all of
Yeah.
the same content
Yeah.
there.
Well, like, so what I have is I have a timer for how much time they can spend on YouTube a day.
Yeah.
So, like, if it's an hour, then if they, like, the weekend, that hour's gone quick. During the week, they're, like, gone at school and sports. So then they can look at night. And then, but during the weekend, it's like it's gone. But it sucks. It's like, it's
A
so
lot to
hard.
manage.
That's what I hate about having a phone is then it's on you to have all these safeguards put in place. So
And
you really got to do your research.
Yeah.
It's stressful.
Yeah. I've been on Instagram and Facebook way less since we talked about it.
So I've been on
It's so much better.
I know.
Like, I feel like I'm way more present.
Totally.
My new goal for that is when I'm driving, which sounds awful, but I do like check my phone, like when we're getting places, and my kids are like, Mom, like I need to just, because again, what they watch is more what they're gonna pick up. And I feel like I'm on my phone so much for work or whatever, I really don't want them to think that like it's that important to me, because then they'll just think it's okay.
Right.
You know, they do
Or
what we
you do it, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I love that Bonnie doesn't have social media. She's like, that's stupid.
I know.
You know, and I'm like, yeah, it's such a
But
good
look,
example.
and Kyle does that.
Yes.
It's like the
They
same.
follow your kids, you know?
we didn't have a TV growing up, and it was like the weirdest. Like we were the weirdest family because we didn't have a TV.
That's so
Everyone had
cool.
a TV. But now in retrospect, I'm like,
She knew what she was doing.
she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, we didn't have cable, and she knew what she was doing. Yeah, and it
Well,
was weird.
and
But I got over it. You get over it.
It's just what is.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, and people say like, I trust
Oh,
my kids.
I was so embarrassing
And it's not
this
about
weekend.
not trusting your kids. It's like, are their brains developed to handle the FOMO, the comparison, the all that comes along with social media. It's not about like as much for me as like I know Kennedy, if someone messaged her and was like, hey, I'm a girl, where are you at? She'd be like, Mom, look at this.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't trust her, but I'm like, I don't want her to feel, she already feels left out of things. Or that whole realm of social media, the comparison, like,
And the exposure.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think of how things traveled, like trends traveled when
Right.
we were kids before social media. It's
Right.
like you'd visit like family in a different state who knew something, and then you'd bring it back home to your state. And
Yeah.
you know how like trends
Yeah.
travel, it was so different.
Yeah,
Now it's just everywhere, so you're getting exposed all the time to
yeah,
all these different things.
it's a lot.
it is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot for me.
It's a lot for
Totally.
to manage. too.
So,
Oh my gosh, this weekend it was so embarrassing. I went over to talk to Julia at the game,
yeah.
and Jeff's mom was there, and I got it confused with your mom. And I told her how wonderful Dana is. And you know Julia, she was all, like, you know, and I was all, hi, hugging her. She's like, have we met? I was like, yeah.
It's like the funniest person. Too.
Yeah, she was more like,
Yeah, oh, it's totally
yeah,
different.
it was different.
Yeah.
And Julia's all like, oh God, you know, I meant to tell
Julia
you.
was
Oh,
like
it's so embarrassing.
dying.
I'm all, I know you, these girls. And I was all, Dana. She does her podcast. I love Dana. I love Julia. And I kept going, like, take a breath. And I was like, you've outdone yourself
Julia's
with them.
all-
And Julia
Wendy was probably like, what?
She did that face.
Yeah.
And then Julia goes, yeah, and this is Jeff's mom. And I was, oh, and Jeff. Look at him. He's a stud. You know,
Alright too, I guess.
it was like, you know when you sit down and
I'm
you keep
crying.
replaying it?
That's so
And I was
funny.
like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. And Julia just gave that like, look, you know, like, oh God.
She's so funny.
It was so embarrassing.
Oh.
Oh, I was more, I'm like, yeah, we've met. And I was
Oh,
all, see you guys, good luck.
That is
it was
so
so
funny.
embarrassing. Oh, it was mortifying. All right, guys, I think we're good.
Yeah,
All right,
great.
let's sum it up.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Oh, somebody said you better not take December off. What am I gonna do?
we have to.
I know. We're gonna do the.
Oh yeah, we gotta pick a date for the.
Well, let's not tell our listeners.
Okay.
We're gonna sum this up.
We have a
with,
surprise.
See you next week, guys. Wait, keep loving people and do things for nice people.
Yeah.
Do nice things for people. What
Yeah.
are you gonna get checking? Okay, I didn't have the weird voice thing today.
What's that?
You know?
No, but I had some in my teeth, so I was like, the whole time. Did you notice? I was all during your story. It was so weird. I'm all.
I did notice.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, something's going on over there.
I ate
Oh,
right
I was
before,
crying
and so
thinking
there.
about the smile this morning. I'll smile if I want to. Now you shut the hell up.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, let's do it.
Wait, there was someone smiling, I feel like, recently, and Ben was like, oh, yeah, they're like you. It was just like, it's so mortifying.
You better get home. Okay,
I know,
let's
he's going to
introduce.
yell at me. If you're really struggling, please reach out to a qualified professional, because that's not us,
We're just here to share our journey
and to make you laugh
and cry
and pick your nose.
and touch your boobs.